Hey. Coach Mark Smith is here, the guest of honor here at Shenanigans Sports Bar and Grill. Coach, head coach, Central Bobcats. Like we said before, that's a big deal. He knows it's a big deal, and that's why he's come back to talk to us again. And thank you for not letting us scare you off the last time we spoke to you.
Well, we had a great time, Darren. I appreciate you, Concho Sports. Arlen, thank you. Shay, thank you. And then we're live here at Shenanigans tonight. So thank you, Shenanigans, for hosting us. We got a great crowd here, a lot of people, a great environment for this, and we're excited for the season.
We talked about this before, but let's do a quick recap of high school, where you played, college, and your career so far, a couple of highlights, and where you moved here from. Give us a little bit of background and how you ended up here in the place you were meant to be at Central.
That's exactly right. I'll buzz through it quickly. I grew up in Abilene, Texas. Married my high school sweetheart. Michelle is here, right here tonight. She's right over here. And yeah, thank you. Yes. Grew up in Abilene, played at Hardin-Simmons right there in Abilene, Division III football. It was perfect for me. Started my coaching career. I spent my first 14 years as a coach in high school football and spent the last 10 in college football. And was at Colleyville Heritage, my first job, and I was coaching the freshman football team and freshman basketball. And went on to Irving MacArthur as a defensive coordinator, went to L.D. Bell High School as a head coach, was there for 6 years, then had the opportunity to coach in college, was at SMU to start with, and we did a good job there. Went to the University of Arkansas, coached defensive backs at Arkansas. And from Arkansas, we went to Long Island, New York, and I was the defensive coordinator, linebacker coach at Long Island University. We were there for one season, and then I took the linebackers job at the University of Colorado and coached there for 2 seasons at Colorado, and then spent this past year at the University of Oklahoma. And at the end of the season here, we knew that some transition was coming for us, and we just kind of really prayed about what we wanted to do and where we felt led to be. And, we just knew that high school football was near and dear to our hearts, and we had a great experience prior to that. I've got a son who's a freshman in high school. I want to coach him. I spent a decade away from everything that he did, and so that's very important to me. And, I'm just excited, this high school football and what you can do and the influence that you can have. And then we had some options in it this time, Darren. And you know what? As we looked at things, we wanted the perfect place. And, I'm from Abilene. I'm familiar with West Texas. I have a great appreciation for the tradition and history of football at San Angelo Central. And things just aligned for us perfectly here. And it was meant to be.
We'll talk about the schedule later on, much later, but we're going to get familiar again with another Abilene High team and a Cooper team we want to get a little payback on. So,
and we have
country
to play
in West Texas.
And we have to play on both in Abilene, right?
Abilene High comes here to open the season, and we go to Abilene Cooper.
Okay.
Yes.
And the weather will be warm then, Arlen, because we almost froze to death at Shotwell a few years ago.
Yeah, a few years ago we stood over by the buses because it was so cold. And
I lived in a neighborhood right outside of Shotwell Stadium, and you could ride your bike right up there to it and see the lights on from where I grew up and lived. So just right there, it was a great place to live and grow up right in the shadows of a great stadium.
And you could go to the fair like every night on your bike.
Yeah, the county fair was right there. It was close by. Lots of fun memories there.
And it'll be fun to have your old teammates. Some of them probably still live in Abilene.
Sure,
have a little rivalry going with Central.
Yeah, my dad lives there. My wife, her family is there. So we got a lot of relatives and people there in Abilene.
All right. Now, didn't you tell me whenever we were doing it before, you one of my favorite coaches in the world, Coach Allen, you lived down the street from him? Or?
So when he moved into town, he moved onto my street. And I was in junior high at the time, and I just remember when he moved in and just thinking as I'm seeing him right there and they're moving in, and in the first few days that he lived there, that's the coolest guy. The high school football coach and the influence that they have, that was something that I just soaked up, as a young, junior high boy. And I just really, and he's had a tremendous influence, on my life ever since the day I met him. And one of the reasons I got into coaching was I wanted to be like him. I wanted to have influence like he did. And and he'll go down, as the winningest high school football coach in Texas when he retires. He's close to the record right now. He's finished 50 years in coaching, and a great man, a great coach, just a tremendous influence on me.
Right. A lot of pros came out of his program, so
that helps when you win.
That's
yes.
right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. You're winning, and great players, obviously are the key to that success. But he's got a great, way about him that he can just take a group of guys and get them working for a common cause and to be successful on the football field.
Right.
Now, is there an advantage to living down the street from a coach? Because coaches are never home. Did
No,
you ever see him?
I didn't see him much. He didn't live there long. They moved in there, and I think it was a temporary spot. He was there maybe a year, and then they moved into another home. But no, I didn't see him a whole lot. But I just remember the excitement that I had when he was there on my street.
I remember when Zach, his son, played.
Yep.
This is your first time with Coach Dad, high school football coach, high school player.
Yeah.
It's going to be special the next 4 years, especially.
I'm super excited about that. It's been I always feel like that when you're a father and you're a coach, you get to be the two most important men, in a young man's life, and I'm both of that for my son, and I'm very grateful and humbled for that opportunity, and he has done really well. He's been here. They moved here over spring break. I got here in the beginning of February. They got here right after spring break. And he's been right into the program and implementing with everything that we're doing. And it's been really fun kind of to watch him, through both of those lenses.
Well, let's talk about, since you mentioned getting involved in the program and things like that, how's the spring gone for you? Not having the 7-on-7, not
Right.
having the spring ball. How's all that going?
It's going really well. I've been very happy with where we are in our progression and installing offense and defense and hiring a new staff. We will have 10 new coaches on our staff this year. 10 out of the 18 will be new. And so that, not having all of those here right now, provides a great opportunity for us to really kind of dive into the details with the few that are here. So because of that, I decided not to have spring ball in a traditional sense where we, pad up and go through our 18 practices. But what we're doing now in the morning is we put on the soft shell helmets and we're lining up, and we got 11-on-11 going on, and we're doing Pascal and inside hole, and it's really teaching us to use our hands, which in the game of football, too many people want to lean with their shoulders and do that, and it's a game of having violent physical hands. And I think that it's really proved itself to be a great tool for us. And I'm a spring football guy. I like it. We'll do it next year, but we have really taken advantage of what we've had in the mornings in there working out and get the guys where they need to be. I've got both coordinators, all three coordinators really, including special teams, are on campus right now, so we're able to install and get going everything there. 7-on-7, that piece, we are playing in a 7-on-7 league, and we'll be playing tomorrow night in San Angelo Stadium. We started last week and started the game one and had a lightning strike that came in there, a little storm that blew through town, and it kind of lingered for about an hour, so we canceled that. But we'll be back on that tomorrow night. We're not doing the qualifiers, the state qualifiers. I got into that my last head coaching job, but I think that too many people in that they play two-man all the time with 7 DBs, and they play empty all the time. And I remember the last year we did it, we played 9 snaps of two-man during the season, 11-on-11, and we played it almost exclusively in 7-on-7. I want to get good at what you need to do to win on Friday nights, 11-on-11 football. So this league is built around that with people and the coaches that are like-minded. We do things that we're going to do on Friday nights. If we're bringing a pressure, that guy's going to come up, take a knee, and we backfill it with coverage. So we're doing things that matter to win on Friday night. That's all that I'm worried about.
That's good.
I'm thinking that Coach Smith is pretty enthusiastic. How about you?
I wished he'd get a little more enthusiastic.
It's contagious.
It is
really,
contagious.
I feel like I should sit up straighter. Like, man, let's
Please do, Darren.
get us all
over here.
fired up.
All right?
And I hope
You're sloppy right now.
I'm the first stringer, though, in Arlen's utility, man.
There you go.
I want to tell everybody the Bobcat Athletic Booster Club has got some things going on. They're here.
They do. They're here tonight. Joe Guttery's our president. I see him right back in there. We got a lot of our board members are here as well. They've been tremendous support, not only to Bobcat football, but all of our athletic programs there at
Absolutely.
the school.
They're having an annual kickoff event Saturday, August 24th at Canes Cove. Yeah, going to be a great night. Dinner, going to have a band, some dancing, games, auction, all kind of stuff. So come on out. Everybody's invited. All the proceeds benefit Central High School sports and spirit programs. And again, thanks to them for being here. And August 24th is going to be a big Booster Club night. Dancing. Sounds fun.
They've told me all about it. I'm excited about it. Of course, this has been a big event around here for a long time, but I'm excited to take part in it this year.
And so we're also talking about, and Darren, I'm going to jump in here.
Yeah.
We're talking about, you were talking offense, defensive coordinators, and your special teams.
Right.
So any of your schemes that you can talk about?
Yeah, sure. You know, when I hired these 3 coordinators, I wanted to hire people with experience winning in different ways. You know, I didn't want to hire a system guy that they just they ran one thing and this is what I do. You know, you've got to evaluate your personnel. You've got to see what kind of people that you have on your roster, and then you've got to do things and implement things that best put them in a position to win. So when I looked at hiring coordinators, that's exactly what I looked for first, you know, is people that had experience winning different ways. And I started on offense, and we hired Wes Cope as our offensive coordinator. He was the offensive coordinator at Keller High School for over a decade in the Metroplex. I played against him. I interviewed him. Didn't hire him one time when I was at LD Bell, should have, and then ended up trying to hire him 2 more times. And he was happy in his current position, but we're able to get him here. He has a tremendous offensive mind, you know, highly intelligent, is an extreme motivator, and, you know, he's in alignment exactly with what we want to do. We're going to be a multiple offense.
Good.
They can play fast. They can slow it down. You will see a tight end in the formation
right.
for us. You may see 2 tight ends or 3 tight ends in things we do. You know, my philosophy is I've taught the kids, you know, I want to play bully ball. You know, I want us to be bullies on the field, but be gentlemen off that field.
There you
and,
go.
you know, 24 seasons of doing this, physical teams that can run the football win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you play great defense and you run the football, and we have great skill on the outside, and I'm talking about, you know, running the football. You know, the quick perimeter game, throwing it is an extension of the run game. And we've got explosive people that can make plays on the perimeter, and I've just been real excited to see Coach Cope and how he's, you know, taken the players that we have now and built a scheme around them that is multiple. I feel like every game has a formula for winning. Every team has a formula for winning, and it might look a little different from one game to the next or one team to the next, but we're going to find that perfect balance, and we got highly intelligent people that know exactly what to do and have great vision, short-term and long-term, to get us there. Destry Cope is our defensive coordinator. It is Wes's brother, okay? So these two, and I like that friction, kind of. You know, I like that, you know. And those two together, they've never coached together, but Destry's coming to us from the Houston area. He's been the defensive coordinator at Clear Lake High School. Most recently was at Clear Falls as well. Has a tremendous track record there. They've won over 30 games in the last 3 years. He's here on campus right now. And implementing our defense. We're going to operate base out of a 3-4 structure, an odd front that really best suits our personnel that we have, but with the ability to play multiple, go to 4 down out of the same personnel, getting a bare front out of the same personnel. You know, I think that defense is a lot of disguise and just not allowing the offense to see exactly what you're doing, playing with great effort, great technique and fundamentals there. And it's Roy Garcia is on campus as well. He's our special teams coordinator and our offensive line coach. And Roy's a master connector of people. And Roy and I played together at Hardin-Simmons a long time ago. And he's been a ride or die friend for 28 years. And I'm grateful to get to work alongside him now, but we're gonna take advantage of everything in the kicking game. Offense, defense, and kicking game are all of equal importance. You know, there's every 2 games a year I feel like come down to some play in special teams. So we got to be sound and fundamentally sound. But I'm also a risk taker. You know, I like rolling the dice.
Are you a riverboat gambler?
I am. Okay, I am. You know, you live once. You know, but I think you got to be calculated with that as well. So everything I do is intentional, has a plan about it. And but I'm excited about all 3 of those coaches in those 3 phases.
Well, you know, the defense has taken a lot of flack the last couple of seasons. Some deserve, some not quite so, but you sound like you've got the right guys in place. What's a defensive mindset?
Well, you got to have, you know, to play defense, you know, and for me, I'm a defensive coach.
And you said bully ball, so yeah.
At my core. And I mean, you got to line up and you got to have a mindset that we're going to suffocate the run game. Mm-hmm. And I think if that's your initial mindset in it, then everything else plays off of that. So we're going to make sure that we suffocate the run. And it's with great technique and fundamentals and violent football players. Violent hands, calm eyes is what I tell them all the time. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's a skill that's learned in football. You know, you have to have naturally violent players, you know, that love contact and that play with a tremendous intensity to them. And I think that a lot of times defensive football is a lot of mental work. There's formation adjustments. You got to be able to see things. You got to be able to communicate with one another, and a lot's happening in a chaotic environment. And so you got to have really intelligent players, but they also have the physical nature that you want, the disposition that you want in defensive football players. So that's what we're instilling in them right now, and those people are here. And we've got great personnel, that can come in and take what we're implementing and then go and do it on the field at a high level. And I love the competition that we have. If one side was dominating the other every day, I'd be a little bit worried. But we have a nice balance and a give and take of moving the ball and stopping them from doing it. But, man, defensive football is stopping the opponent immediately. Okay, Darren?
Yes,
I don't
sir.
say 3 and out. I mean, that's goal number one. Stop the opponent's offense immediately. If it's one play, that's what we need. Okay,
All
but a
right.
mindset, I got to defend whatever's out there. If it's 1 yard, go defend that blade of grass. If it's 90, let's go defend that.
Right, and that's going to come into play whenever we're playing like Midland High.
Sure.
Who
Limited possessions.
Right. Limit their possessions,
Golly.
get them off the field, kind of thing.
Yeah, they try to do that to you too. You
Right.
know, so you got to be really, you got to take advantage of every opportunity. And I'm so thrilled about the coaching staff that we have. Highly intelligent people that understand the game, know exactly what to do, adjustments to make. These aren't coaches that, man, we got to wait till halftime to see what they're doing and regroup. It's immediate, which that's what it takes to win. In football is immediate adjustments and having answers when you see things.
So you think once we get going for the defense, it'll be the Central Wrecking Crew?
I like that. Yeah,
Wrecking
I like
crew.
that, Darren.
Bring
yeah,
it back.
Yeah, I like that. Was that here before?
No, the Aggies used to do that when
Okay,
they
I got
used to
the
stop
Aggies,
when they
yeah.
used to stop people back in the day.
That's right, Wrecking Crew.
But yeah, I think in Central,
I like
seems
what
like
you're
a
thinking.
natural
Yeah,
fit.
I like that.
Yeah.
And it's good that you're not married to different schemes offensively.
No, I'm not. And I really, what I loved about Wes from playing him when I was the head coach at LD Bell, playing Wes at Keller, every year his offense looked a little bit different, and he knew exactly how to attack you. He knew your rules defensively, and he also was smart enough to know that if he attacked you a certain way and you stopped it, were you just guessing on that call and had a good guess and stopped it, or did you really know what he was doing? And he knows if you're guessing, he's going to keep attacking you, and he will bleed you out if you do not have an answer. And I love that about him.
So you're not married to the wishbone.
No. But listen, if we need to get into it to win, that's exactly what we're going to do.
That'd be kinda awesome.
I have one goal, and it's to win, all right? And my mindset every day I wake up is finding a way to win. And make no apologies about that. This is about winning, and this game is about winning and developing young men. So, this town and this school and this district deserves a winner.
Absolutely. And they come out for the games, too.
They do. They're here at Shenanigans tonight.
Those schools up in the hard-to-drive places with lots of traffic,
Yeah.
I think they're shocked when they come here and see the turnout.
Well, and they come down and they're thinking they're going to play the same football that they do up there.
Yeah.
And with you playing a little bit different style, and I love that, having that adaptability where we can go up and do. We can spread it out, or we can go up and pull it in tight and pull in 3 tight ends, and we're going to run it down your throat, kind of thing. I love that because up there, having seen it, and you've been a part of it, having seen it so many times, it kind of gets boring after a while.
It does, and I think that's an important part of having flexibility within what you do. Sometimes you see yourself, well, man, we're just not very good in certain situations because we're not built for it,
Right.
This team is going to be built for all situations and have answers for everything. Nothing will be perfect. That's what we always strive for, but it will be built for every situation. There won't be anything we go into that we won't be prepared for.
I'm sure in certain situations you may have thought, is this the hill I want to die on, or do I want to go ahead and adapt a little bit?
Yeah.
You better adapt in this game. You
Yep.
know, it's adapt or die, and the game is always evolving and always changing. And I'm one that always is prides myself in staying on the cutting edge of that.
Hey, Coach, why don't we do trivia down there?
Let's
All
do
right.
trivia. Who's ready for trivia tonight?
Trivia question. Here we go. I know we got plenty ready to go.
All right.
We got some great prizes out here too. Joe Gutter and the Booster Club brought some great things here.
Boy, they have some real nice looking gear. Get yourself suited up for football. Okay, Arlen, are we going to proceed with this, or do you want to do it?
Oh, you go ahead.
I'll let you.
Oh, me?
Yeah, I want
Okay.
to give you the opportunity.
All right, the first person in the audience to correctly answer. First seen raised hand gets the call to answer. If incorrect, anyone can stand or yell it out. Gets a prize courtesy of the Booster Club. Let's see.
You ready?
Y'all ready for this? What was the last year a Bobcat team hosted and played in a state semifinal football game at home? Was it A, 1966, B, 1991, or C, 2016? Oh, yes, sir. That would be wrong. Ooh. Yes, sir. B, 1991. Yes, that's correct.
Yes. Good job,
Right.
young man.
What do we got for him there?
Good job. So we got some gear.
Yeah, we got it right here. This
we got it up here.
got it right there. Give him this right there. That
Is he gonna?
that
mug?
tumbler
There
there.
you go. Great
There
job.
you go.
What's
Good
your
job.
name?
How's making show?
All right, Riley. Great job.
Riley,
He
thanks.
knows his trivia.
Him and his buddy are here tonight
Yeah.
with their parents, of course. I was making sure I wasn't giving away your drink. I had that.
Well, this is the shirt right here.
Yeah, and that's
Okay.
the
That
shirt.
shirt is nice,
Okay.
man. Don't worry, there's more coming up. More trivia coming up. Let's talk a little bit about Concho Sports Network, and we've been doing Central football for a while, and it's absolutely a privilege. 4 years, I can't believe that. It seemed, for me personally, it seemed like a dream that this would ever happen. Got a great audience, several thousand local viewers on Friday night. We're going to increase that real soon with your help. So to make those live streams happen, we need you guys to help out and be advertisers, and we will help your business out. We will partner with the business community to help support our broadcast and our local kids and teams. So if you'd like to reach a large audience, local audience every Friday night, and support the kids too, contact us, Concho Sports Network, Facebook Messenger, or Shay at conchosports.com, or 486-0300. We would love to have you support the kids with Concho Sports Network. Easy for me to say.
Oh, yes. So, Coach, let's go into schedule. Let's talk about schedule. And I don't have one sitting right here in front of me, so you're going to have to.
I do.
You got it. Okay.
Right here.
Good deal. So you said we start out with Abilene High first.
That's right.
So what are we looking at with them? What do they run? What are their weaknesses?
Well, Abilene High's got a great team. That they should be a preseason state-ranked team in Class 5A, and so it'll be a really good opponent. It's a sound football team that made a good playoff run from a year ago, so it'll be a great opportunity for us. Right out of the gates. I love that. I love the competition of those types of games, and it should be a great environment, San Angelo Stadium. But this will be a well-rounded football team, fundamentally sound, offense, defense, kicking game. A head coach who's been there for some time, I think over 20 years.
Wow.
Between his time from being a coordinator to now the head coach. He was the defensive coordinator there prior to be promoted to the head coach. So there's a lot of continuity there, and there's a lot to be said for that within football teams, and you see success once that happens. That's going to be a really, really great opportunity for us, to see where we are. We don't have we have one scrimmage against Del Rio playing prior to that. We're going to do an inter squad for our second scrimmage, and Del Rio is a unique football team that not having spring ball. We're going to be in stealth mode,
Right.
and I like that. I've told the team that we're wearing it as a badge of honor. That Abilene High is not going to really have any idea about what they're going to see when they come in and play that night, and I think that'll be a real advantage for us.
It's going to be a fun night.
It will be.
And then we go up and play the Sandies, right?
Amarillo High. We get on the bus and had 5 hours there, and a great opportunity to go on the road and play another really solid opponent. This entire non-district schedule is a really good schedule.
Tough schedule.
I like it. It's a great opportunity for us and for our guys, but Amarillo High, an opportunity to go on the road, the mental mindset and disposition that it takes to play good football in another environment. So I'm excited to display that there. And then we go to Abilene Cooper. We head to Abilene for our third game of the season. Another opponent, made a good playoff run as well. Continuity within the staff and team, and we're seeing multiple offenses that we're looking at here. So it'll be very similar to us. Same defensive structures from these three opponents as well. So it'll be 1, 2, 3 really good right out of the gate. Then we come back home. We play Belton High. That will be senior night.
Okay.
The Belton High game. We'll recognize our seniors within the program.
That should be a good game.
Yep, another great opponent.
The payback game for us.
That's exactly right. Yeah, there's a lot of them on this schedule.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The first three.
Yeah.
But these guys, you're so familiar with them in Abilene. It's big country versus West Texas. Kind of. I like that. It's good to beat the folks around here, the whole area.
It is. I want to beat them all. You know. Yeah. Well, the ones around here, the ones not around
then
here,
go
the
wreak
ones
havoc
everywhere.
on the other places.
That's right.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Legacy comes to town after that. We start district.
Yeah, what a great game to open district with. I love it. You know, the team that's been the gold standard in this district for quite a while. And, you know, I'm excited about that opportunity. As a coach, you just tend to, you know, you really think one game at a time. But as we holistically look at the schedule here, you know, I love that's the opening district game right there. I like the challenge and the opportunity that provides. And, again, going on the road, that game will be in Midland. So we get to go on the road and play the team that's been the standard.
Astound Broadband Stadium.
That's right.
Did I get it right?
You know, Clinton Hartman, a teammate of mine. We played together at Hardin Simmons, so excited, you know, to take our guys there and play them.
He's funny. He's a great coach, Clint Hartman. His wife's the basketball coach, I believe.
I don't know that.
I think so, yeah.
Yep.
It's all in the family, but he's great for some quotes, and I think this will be a good little friendly rivalry between you two.
Yeah.
And then Mojo comes to town.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. What a great game that's going to be. You know, I've just heard things about that environment, you know, whenever they're here. And, of course, you know, growing up in Abilene, these were the teams that we played.
Right.
You know, what a great just old district that was then, and another exciting game, you know. And this is a team who's on the rise, I believe, within our district, done a great job, and, you know, is back to its winning ways. And so that'll be a great opportunity here at home to play another team that wants to play bully ball as well.
Right.
And so, you know, as we do this, I know we're talking about the schedule here, but I've watched all of these, you know, preliminarily, paid a little bit more attention to the teams we play in non-district as we put this together and getting thoughts down and everything game plan wise already. And that'll happen throughout the summer. But, man, I've glanced at our league here as well, and what a great league this is. You know?
Yeah. The Little
really
Southwest
good teams.
Conference.
Yeah, Little Southwest. And we missed one. I skipped over Waco High, and I didn't do it on purpose. But Waco High, we're gonna take care of them.
Homecoming. Yeah, that's the last non-district game. That was the only game that I, had a hand in coming up with. You know, when I got hired, it was the day really right before realignment, and the first 4 games had already been done and agreed upon. So that was the one that I was able to help negotiate there. So excited to play them. They're coming here this year.
Yeah.
So another good game with a tradition-rich program.
That's going to be a cool homecoming night. And I moved here from Waco. I had to kiss a pig at their pep rally several years ago because I did a little radio stunt. So, yeah, I mean, that's a team that's always competitive.
Always
solid.
Back in 2010 went to state.
Always. Yeah.
It'll be a good one. And they travel pretty well.
They do.
And
so it will be a great environment, great game.
And then going back into district, we go to Midland and we play that they run the veer, right?
They do.
They run the veer offense, so you're going to have – there's where your bully ball comes into play.
That's right. You know, limited possessions. You know, you got to think, ball control yourself. You know, the formula for winning that game will look different than others. And, just really, not only to match but to exceed what we're seeing on the other side. So, Thad does a great job there. I got to know him when he was at Odessa Permian, and I was recruiting at Arkansas. I went through Permian and recruited a young man, and he was their offensive coordinator running something very similar. And the young man I was recruiting played quarterback for him, so I watched all their offense. So it's similar. Mm-hmm. And just the things that you remember and go back on as you put things into your database in your mind to get ready to go. Some of that old Permian stuff.
How do you prepare for a team that runs different offenses that are not run by pretty much anyone else?
Well, I think that's the challenge of playing defensive football. Now is that you've got to have sound fundamental rules that apply over multiple offenses. The teams that rip it down to the studs and try to recreate a new defense every week are the ones that struggle. You want your guys sound fundamental rules, and then as a coach, you want to position them in the right place, and that's why hiring highly intelligent people that can take that pressure off of the players and put put it on themselves, in terms of play calling is critical. So having sound fundamental rules when you line up in a base defense that can have answers for everything that you see. I think the ones that really try to get too creative can outsmart themselves, so to speak. So you've got to have a really solid foundation for playing defense and make it complicated for your opponents but simple for your own guys to execute.
And then the Broncos come to town.
The Broncos.
Odessa High, Little Bobcat night.
We
got Little Bobcat night, Odessa High. We're excited about that. I'm excited for that. Little Bobcat night is one.
Fun.
I know. I mean, the Booster Club has told me all about it. I'm excited for that. We have kind of a camp for the little ones coming up this Friday night. If anybody's interested in doing it,
Little Bobcats.
Little Bobcat night under the lights, Friday night lights.
That'll be fun
for them, 6 to 9 o'clock. So if you haven't signed up, come on out. We'd love to have you then. But Odessa High, another team that I feel like has had its ups and downs, and had some really good personnel a year ago, really good wide receiver that was on their team. My time at Oklahoma, we were recruiting that young man, so I got to watch a lot of Odessa High football this past season. So another team that has kind of bounced around, ridden the wave a little bit of winning and then having some tough seasons. But from seeing what I see, I think it'll be another great opponent.
And hopefully if we score over 60 points on them, we'll win.
That should be enough.
Should be enough to win?
It should be enough. Yeah.
And then to close out the district season, you end up with Friendship, going to Friendship to Lubbock to play them. Tell us about that.
Yeah, this is another really good team. As I watch this game, I vividly remember, their offense operating and ours, really matching, what they did. And it came down to, just need to make a few more defensive stops, in this game. So, I think that this is a great team that runs a great system. And Jay Northcutt, I've known him for a long time, the coach there when he was back at Colleyville Heritage many years ago. So, man, I mean, this game and coaching is cyclical, and you see the same people, over and over.
You ever feel like you're getting the band back together?
I do. I really do, and it's fun. But that's what makes this fun. I love the people even the people I compete against. I'm going in and I'm getting my team prepared as best I can to go win the game, but I have a great appreciation for the other coaches on the other side and what they do.
Why coaching, Coach? Why would you do this crazy job? You showed us.
I don't know. My wife might say the same thing. I don't know. She encouraged me all these years ago, and I'm grateful that she did. And, I grew up in Abilene, and I really thought that I was going to join the military, and that's what I grew up in a military town. And for me, I got into coaching because I didn't want to quit playing football.
It sounds like you never wanted to do anything else, Coach.
When Randy Allen moved into my street, I just knew, man, there's something about this guy. And then I go to college, and I'm playing football, and I just knew that I'm not done doing this. And I started coaching, and it's been 24 years, and it's taken us all over the country, and a lot of great memories, a lot of great people along the way, and a lot of great players that I've been able to coach. And it's been so rewarding in so many ways. And at the end of the day, what gets me excited is winning. I just am completely 100% focused and driven on finding a way to get this team to win.
And you said that from the beginning. The last time we talked, you said first and foremost, I'm here to win.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's why we play the game.
Above all else.
Yeah, and is to go win. So
you have 10
that's what
weeks
we're here to do.
That's a tough schedule.
Yeah.
And hopefully the schedule will go beyond those weeks.
It will.
For many weeks.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get to see some El Paso teams.
That's the plan.
Yes.
That's the plan, and then to take it even beyond that, But this is a process, doing this. And so, how fast can the process see its way through? Depends on, how we kind of gel and put this team together. But I've said before, I think this team was hungry for change, and I've taken over programs before, and they've been a little more reluctant to change initially. This team was ready, and it's got great young men in it, and that are hungry for winning. You can coach them hard. You can stay on them, and you can really, implement what you want with these guys. I mean, they'll do anything, and that's all that I ask, as a coach. And we got a group of young men that's what they want to do.
There's a West Texas work ethic, I believe, that exists.
It does.
That toughness, that work ethic. It's
the community, it's the parents, it's everyone. It's an expectation. This is at its core a working man's town, and that's in our players, and you can see that in them.
Well, and you talk about that. You can see, we do the Glen.
Lone Star
game.
People come out for that.
People turn out. We live stream it. People watch it from everywhere, and those kids enjoy being up there. So just the opportunity. Having grown up in Brownwood, I wanted to be a Lion whenever I grew up.
Yeah.
Kids here in that Lone Star and that Glen game, you talk to them and you ask them, what do you want to be? Oh, I want to be a Bobcat.
Yeah.
So you've got that pipeline going. Tell us a little bit how that's going to work.
Well, we got some of our guys from Glen here tonight. I talked to them. There's a table right over here tonight. Some of our players here, and I'm excited to see them here. And the thing about with from middle school football to high school football is there's got to be clear alignment between the two. And, we have that. We have great coaches at Glen and at Lone Star that feed into Central. The terminology is the same. The language is the same. And that's all intentional and put together that way. So they got great work habits, great work ethic from those guys. And it is a tremendous thing to see. When I went in to watch my first workouts at both of these junior highs, I remember telling some of the coaches, I said, listen, I've been around a long time. I've seen a lot of bad junior high workouts. They're not here, okay? These guys are getting after it. They're invested. They want to be great. You're right. They want to be Bobcats, and I think that culmination of that game in San Angelo Stadium is kind of that last game they play as maybe as competitors. Then they move forward from that day as Bobcats with one common cause, one purpose. I'm excited to get them all into our summer program as we start that the second week in June, and then we kind of implement that at that time.
Do you do a lot of lifting over the summer, the kids?
We do a lot.
Specific
we have a program that we're going to go 6-week program this summer, that'll involve all of our players. We have 347 of them signed up for football next fall from the 9th to the 12th grade.
All right.
And there'll be just another tremendous amount at the junior highs, and we bring them all in over the summer. Cool. 6 weeks. It involves lifting, it involves agility and running, and football skills and drills. You can use your staff and coach them in your schemes and develop them. So we'll do that age appropriately from the 7th grade all the way up to advanced level with our older guys. But summer is a critical time. It's year round.
You can't show up out of shape for 2 days.
You can't. And I say, this is, I don't know. I mean, like the days of Camp Longhorn for me are over, okay? All right, I need these guys. I tell them that my thoughts are that, I want 100% of the guys 100% of the time. Right. And I think that's the investment that it takes to win and to be at your best. And, that's what we're counting on.
Hey, Darren, you want to do that, the Bobcat you want me? Hey, Bobcat fans.
Of course.
Now it's the time to go reserve your business and player ads for the Bobcat Booster Club all-sports program in the fall. Go to the bobcatsboosterclub.org and then the all-sports program tab, then select the player ad tab and business tab to reserve your ad now while there's still space available. Is there still space available? We're still good with that? All right. Still space available. Thanks, Joe.
Joe Guttery says there's always room for one more. Yeah.
Tell you what, those guys.
Always room.
Yep. I look on the Facebook, they are always on top of
we got a new Facebook page, by the way. We need everybody to go out and join. Yeah, we got a new Facebook page that we've started, and we need to kind of rally the people that were on there before and bring in the new. Yeah, so go out and I don't know what it is on Facebook. You just join or like or I'm not sure. I'm not
follow.
Got to follow.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Follow.
That's it. I'm still old school enough to have to think about it.
Darren still has his MySpace account.
Yeah.
My MySpace.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do some audience questions. If y'all kind of think about that a second. Let's do some trivia. Who wants to do more trivia? Trivia?
Yes.
All right. I'll do it.
You got it.
How many touchdown passes did quarterback Tyler Hill throw in the 2023 season, his senior season? How many touchdown passes did Tyler Hill throw in his senior season? How many?
You got to give him the choices here.
Oh, okay.
Darren, A, B, and C.
Okay. A, 22. B is 27. C is 18.
A, 22. B, 27. C is 18.
Is it 22, 27, or 18?
We got one right here in the middle. 27. Incorrect. Okay. One more. Young man right here.
Uh-oh.
What'd he say?
He said 22.
22?
22.
You got it. Come on
Tyler
up.
Hill threw 22.
You got a nice polo right here.
Touchdown passes his senior season. What's your name, man?
Jet.
Jack?
Jet.
Jet. And
Nice
you
job,
were
Jet.
here with your buddy, right? Thank you, Jet.
This table's cleaning up on the
And you can just
prizes.
You see them watching us. It's like they're thinking about when my time will be there someday.
Oh, they're sitting back in the back there.
I'll be
them.
a part of that. Going to see Mom and Dad. All right.
So speaking of Tyler Hill, quarterback situation, you want to talk about some players that you've seen develop?
Yeah.
You know, I'm really impressed with each of our groups. You know, we came in and the first 2 weeks when we started skills and drills, we were in a pretty intensive, strength conditioning phase when I got here. And then as we shifted into our football skills phase, I started every player and we played both sides of the ball. We just turned back. Every single one of them played. We'd be on offense one day and defense the next. And I wanted to get a good look at everybody at every position with a fresh set of eyes. So including our quarterbacks, we had guys, playing everything. And then after 2 weeks, then we narrowed it down and we kind of shifted guys to one side of the ball or the other. And we still had a small group in the middle that we liked on both sides to continue that evaluation process. But within our quarterbacks, I think we have a strong group. Obviously we have a returning starter at quarterback in Christian English.
Squeaky.
Put up big numbers, has the ability to, to change the game on any given play. Smart, intelligent, athletic. And is a great leader. And, of course, we've got Colton Hill as well. We just mentioned his brother. Colton has done nothing but impress, myself and our staff, with his ability to throw the ball and to play and his intelligence at the position. My son Micah is in, and he's done a great job. A coach's kid. He's grasped the offense very well. He's got a tremendous want to in him, and I tell the team all the time, we need to all be infected with a bad case of the want tos.
Right.
And
absolutely.
That is in him, and I've seen him develop physically and here. So we got a great group. Within our quarterback room, and I feel like it's going to be great competition. I've told our guys, no one has any strong hold on any spot. And everybody's just holding the keys for one day. We're all renting, and the rent's due every day in every position.
Were you surprised when people switched from offense and some kids like, oh, wow?
We did. I was pleasantly surprised. We had a lot of guys that man, maybe they hadn't played something on the other side in a while. And so, and they might have sifted back towards their natural spot. But I challenged them with, take the things that you've learned. If I'm a wideout and I'm working DB every other day, and I'm going to take the things that I've learned from our DB coach right there to help me be a better wideout, techniques and fundamentals and things that we can use. Always be listening to the details and what's being told to you. This is a game of details. And if you're not on your details, the game exposes you. And, or if you're on your details, it rewards you. So I challenged them, during that time, if I'm playing a side that's maybe not my primary side, what can I learn? How can I be a better football player because of what I've learned during this time? So I think it added tremendous value just because of that.
To get to know the game as a whole, not just from where
That's
they
exactly
are.
right. See it from beyond your just limited perspective.
And speaking of that, and this would seem like a dumb question years ago. I don't think it is. Are you seeing when kids come up through the junior high program, by the time they're in 7th grade, they know nickel, dime, they know all the offensive formations and defense from video games? Do you feel like their intelligence is rapid fire now?
I think it's better than it was. I do. I agree with what you're saying. I think it's better. There's a greater exposure of football, whether it be through video games or watching it on TV, and that you can see every game that's ever played all the time now. And I remember growing up, you had 3 channels. Okay, so whoever was on those 3 channels, that's what you exactly.
If you lived out in the country and you had to turn an antenna,
that's right.
There was maybe 2 channels.
You had the one telephone in the kitchen that was rotary dialed and had the long cord if you needed privacy. I see you, Mr. Brindley's back there laughing at me. Okay, he relates. To all of that.
Coaches,
so as we're up here in the front, they got it. Okay.
You had to go give a tape to a coach of an opposing team the week before? Like
VHS tapes.
VHS. Or reel-to-reel?
Yeah. Our guys don't even know what that is. But you're right. I think they do come with a greater level of intelligence about the game. They still need to be taught, from day one, the basics of everything. And, there's a lot of conveniences that they have now, and the ability to watch video immediately and the immediate feedback that you can get from coaching. I think it's just added an extra layer of that on everybody within our program.
They have a basic intelligence at a young age.
Oh, they do.
We got a question here.
Oh, it's not even the lights are hello.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to come up and ask?
What is it? Right there. Right
Okay.
there.
Tell us your name, please, and then your
My
question.
name's Kaya.
Okay.
Hey, somebody get a mic over there to her.
Yeah.
Here you go. Come on down.
Yeah. Come here.
Come on.
Come.
Over there?
Oh, she has
Oh,
a mic.
oh, I'm not hearing
Ask, We can't hear it. So.
Like,
How about now?
say my name?
Here, I'm going to give her this mic, fellas.
Oh my gosh.
Give her that one.
because Arlen, I'm on the first string.
Because you're. Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
I'm tangled. Hang on.
Oh.
There you go.
Can't go far. All right. There you go. That's about it.
By the way, she
That's
was the
about
first
it.
person brave enough to get up.
Okay,
It's okay.
I was wondering, I couldn't help but notice that you're wearing a free rain hat. Do you like coffee?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Kay, about my hat. I do love coffee, and I love Free Reign Coffee. I wore this hat tonight. I've gotten to meet the owners there at Free Reign, and my little girl goes to Fort Concho. So when you leave Fort Concho, you drive right by it every day, and I see the billboards up in there, and I've gotten to meet the people there. It's a San Angelo homegrown people, a great company, and they support Bobcat Athletics. I love what it stands for. They got a billboard that says, "Get up and get after it." And that's kind of my philosophy in life, too. They want premium coffee. They serve to serve others. And their logo of "Get up and get after it," and great people. And when they support what we're doing, I want to support them. So, yes, I do. I'm glad you asked. Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Yep. and
That's
we got
a sharp hat.
Looks
man.
like we got another
That
one,
is right,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks
That
nice
good's
on
good.
camera.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
My name is Wyatt Bass. What are you going to change in practice to take a 1-9 team to the playoffs?
Well, I think it's a great question. What are you going to change in practice to take a 1-9 team to the playoffs? And that's the goal. And I think, first of all, there's a mental disposition and mindset that is required to win. And what I found with our players, is that, man, they got great work ethic. And they have no fear about, working in the weight room and everything that's going on there. And what I've noticed is when we go out to the field, there's a lifted anxiety level within them. And for whatever reason, it's been put into them. That, man, I've got this kind of anxiety about performing. And so there's a great deal of mental conditioning and the disposition that it takes to cut it loose. You got to take risks. You got to put yourself out there and be vulnerable enough that I can make a mistake and know that it's not fatal. And that's all a part of the learning process. So, as I've identified these different things that I feel like they're going to make a difference in us winning, the mental disposition and makeup that it takes to be successful is a huge one that I've spent a lot of time focusing on with this team. That's a great question. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And I
All
believe
right.
we've got a young man
One
here
more.
who's going to be rising up in the
That's
program.
right,
Who is
from Glenn
Chris.
Junior High.
Which one's from Chris Stovall?
I'm Layton Lancaster, and I was saying, what do you recommend incoming freshmen do to integrate into the program and represent the underclass well?
That's a great question. What do you do for incoming freshmen to come in and just dive into the program and integrate themselves in it? First of all, is with the summer program. I mentioned that earlier. That starts the second week in June. Hopefully you're already, got your calendar marked and you're committed to that. But that's going to be the fastest way, and then you're at Glenn right there. You can just walk right down the hill and come on over after school. And I've seen you there a couple of times, and I appreciate that. It just shows the commitment that you have already for what you want to do. I've seen you at 7-on-7 and been around at that, but the summer program will be a critical time for you. There'll be scheme implementation that goes on all throughout the summer to prepare you for the fall. That's kind of the first really big connection piece between being at Glenn Middle School and then being at the high school. Yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
Great questions.
Look forward to doing some play-by-play for y'all's games. Man, it's so cool to see younger kids and think,
It's wonderful.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
The players make the program.
And
Yeah.
so, Coach, do you tell your players in the summer get in the weight room a little bit? Because I know they used to tell us bale hay and go work the cows and do things like that. So, what's your stance on that?
I want to see them, all the time, and I'm committed to that. And this is, year round. If they're baling hay and doing things like that, that's good work too. You know, I like that, but I want my eyeballs on them as well. I want you to do both. I want you to be baling hay, and I want to see you because it's more than what we do in the weight room with them. We do. There's speed work, there's agility work, change of direction, which is so critical in winning football, closing space, as fast as you can, and there's a technique to doing that. And then also Yeah, and then also, the implementation of our offensive and defensive schemes that you can do now. That last time I was in high school football, you weren't allowed to do that in the summertime, but now you can do that. So it's an extension of our spring. We really go from spring right into our summer training, and if you're not there for some of that, then you get behind. I tell the guys it's like math class. If I miss a day of algebra, they've gone 3 steps down the equation, and I'm lost.
Playing catch-up's hard to do.
Same way in football. Same way in football.
And I see Ms. Ponder out there. She's a math teacher at Lincoln, and she's clapping her hands.
She gets that, yes.
She gets it.
That's right. You miss one day. Now you have to spend your whole day going back and teaching that young man or young woman who missed the 3 steps of that equation. Same way in football. So we see that, yes.
They've got one more from a young man, who won that cool-looking from right mug there.
Yeah. Yep.
What style of offense are you going to run this year?
We're going to be a multiple offense. He asked about what style of offense we're going to run. Multiple offense. We will play fast when we need to. You will see us play with a tight end, 2 tight ends, extra offensive linemen, pound of football, wide open spread, up-tempo pace, and everything in between. I challenged our offensive coordinator when I hired him, because I've seen him do it, is to be multiple, to always keep the other team guessing about what we're going to come out and do. So you'll see something a little bit different a lot. It may be it may look complicated, but it's going to be simple to be able to execute. I liken our offense to you like going to Dairy Queen and getting a Blizzard? All right, you like that? Okay, you put a lot of candy in it and everything, and you just, so does my little girl. She'll do the same thing. But I like all of that flavor that's in it, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of vanilla ice cream, okay? So I like to dress everything up with motions and shifts and unbalanced and scatters, and then to run split zone, I need one guy to be out of one gap on offense, and it's a 40-yard gain. So it looks like a Dairy Queen Blizzard, a lot of dress up to it, but it's a lot of vanilla ice cream at the end. Great question.
Thanks for your question, man.
All
we
right.
appreciate it.
Is there one more?
Is Jet waiting
Jet's
in the room?
back. He's already wearing his polo.
Heck yeah.
Come on up here, Jet. He put it on right away.
Got his orange on. Hey, Jet, what's up, man? What do you have?
Say that again. I can't hear you. I did. When I started, I was a fullback and a defensive end when I started playing when I was your age, okay, at Jefferson Middle School back in Abilene, Texas. And it served me very well. So I had a good career, finished up at Hardin-Simmons playing there, and loved every minute of it.
Hey,
Great question.
Thank you, Jet. And that was one we forgot to ask, is what positions did you play?
Yeah. I've done a lot. Yeah.
So I have one more, Coach. Whenever Friday night's over, you finish a game, you going home to take a nap, or are you planning already ahead to see that team ahead?
My mind has a really hard time shutting off, and your body is so physically tired. It's exhausting physically, mentally, in every way. You pour so much into what you do. I've got a wonderful wife, and Michelle knows exactly what I need when I need it, and man, I just want to go home, okay, and just be quiet and just sit with her. And that's really what I do. That's become my routine. She's the first person that I call or try to reach out to if it's on the road when the game is done. Just her voice comforts me, and I need that, And she's just been such an amazing coach's wife, 24 seasons, and we've been through a lot of highs and lows, okay, and a lot in between. And so I am. My mind automatically, it's always shifting to the next thing. But in those moments right after the game when I'm done and take a deep breath, I just want to go home, spend some time with her.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And this is a lifestyle. It's
good
not
answer,
a job.
Coach. Good answer.
Yeah. It's the truth. Also, that's the truth. Yeah.
Of course, when you're young, everything's an adventure, but this is a lifestyle. It's not a job, and it takes a special person to be the spouse of a coach.
Your entire family has to be committed to it. I do. I think about Michelle and her future here, and it's challenging sometimes to be the coach's wife. Okay. Yes. It's also challenging when your son is a player. And when your son is a quarterback within the program, and then you kind of magnify that all together. Man, there's some thick skin, okay, right over there. I know she's tiny and amazing and beautiful, but there's a lot of thick skin, okay, right over there, and I'm grateful for her.
And she hasn't punched anybody yet, right?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Appreciate it.
Not yet.
Thank you for coming out. Thanks to
Yeah.
everybody who came. The most important question, though, how many animals did you have to move down here? Did you have any?
So we moved one. We moved one animal here. We have a dog, named Cookie.
Right.
Cookie is a Bernedoodle, and we moved Cookie here with us, and we've since acquired another animal in the Smith house. We got a bunny.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Yeah, I know. My little girl colored me a picture, and it said, "Get me a bunny, please," with a bunny on it. And so guess what she got?
Oh.
Yeah, she loves Dad never says no, you know. She's like, "You always say yes." So I do. Yeah, so now we have a bunny as well. Yeah.
Did you name it? What, the bunny?
The bunny is what is
got
the bunny?
Cookie and Bugs.
Lollihop. Lollihop. I'm sorry,
Like
is
that.
the bunny.
Lollihop.
Yeah, Lollihop
All
is the
right.
bunny. So
Well, Coach,
That's
let's thank Shenanigans for letting us
Wonderful
do this.
host.
From Shenanigans, it's a great place to come out and eat.
a great place, great crowd, great people.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to do this every Monday night during the season. So this will be the place Monday nights at 7 o'clock during the year. A recap of the game we just played. A quick intro to the game we're about to play. It'll be the place to be Monday nights.
And you get to be a Bobcat insider and know
right.
exactly what's on Coach's mind and what we're up against. And I hope we have many, many joyous reunions on the following week after a win.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
So thanks, Shenanigans. Thanks to the Booster Club. Also, we want to let you know if you want to ride with Concho Sports, we'll help your business, and you get to support the kids. Those game broadcasts, want you to be a part of it. Just give us a call, 325-486-0300 or Shea, S-H-E-A, at conchosports.com. Coach Mark Smith, it's going to be a fun time, man. We're already knee-deep in it, and let's do it.
Darren,
Bobcats.
Arlen, thank you.
Yes,
Have
sir.
a great night. Shay, thank you.
Thank you all for joining
All right.
us on Concho Sports Network.